A US trade court has blocked President Donald Trump's sweeping global tariffs, ruling that the president overstepped his authority by imposing across-the-board duties on imports from nations that sell more to the US than they buy. The Trump administration has already said it is appealing the decision, saying the emergency law it cited is valid, and the court doesn't have the power to determine what a national emergency is. Tariffs must typically be approved by Congress, but the US president says he has the power to act because the country's trade deficits amount to an emergency. Stephen Miller, a White House Deputy Chief of Staff, rebuked the court in a brief social media post, writing, "The judicial coup is out of control." Well, Jared Mondschein is Director of Research at the US Studies Centre, and he joins us now live. Jared, hi there, nice to see you. Trump likes a fighting court, doesn't he? I mean, the basis of this ruling by the judges is whether it's a state of emergency. Have I got that right?
That's exactly right. There's a number of different ways that a president can decide to implement tariffs on different types of imports. You've probably heard about Section 301 and among others. This is one, IEEPA. This is about emergency powers, right? So ultimately, there is a process. As much as the President Trump may not like it, there is actually a legal process for justifying these tariffs. And in this instance, it seems that the tariffs did not pass muster with this court. With that said, there are a number of different avenues that the Trump administration can still try to not only contest this and to appeal it, but also to consider other approaches for justifying their tariffs.
So any decision should go through Congress, and that didn't happen. Is that the basis?
No, in many ways, actually, Congress should have jurisdiction over tariffs, but they have ceded that decision-making authority. Yes, according to the Constitution, it says Congress should do it, but over the years, they've ceded that authority to allow the president to do so. Let's not forget what really caused that, and that was the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, which in most economists agree made the Great Depression far worse and far longer than it needed to be. And that was because so many different members of Congress got their little pet project, their pet industry to be included in the tariffs that they subjected on all imports of a different type of variety of imports. And it was decided that actually the president would have a cooler head to look more nationally instead of just at their own state or jurisdiction. But at the end of the day, now we're in a situation where the president may not have the cooler head that Congress wishes he had.
OK, it's been a bit like a roller coaster ride, hasn't it, trying to keep up with which country has which tariffs upon it and which have been delayed by 90 days or 30 days. So is this all a bit of a sideshow, actually, because the majority of the tariffs aren't actually there anyway, are they?
No, it's not a sideshow because a number of tariffs are going to effect, and a number of tariffs are still in effect. The Trump administration, the first term, implemented a number of tariffs, including on China, and the Biden administration kept them, and if anything, added to them, especially when it comes to China and certain technologies from China. Now we're in a different world altogether in this second Trump administration, where the threats are much higher and the consequences, therefore, are much higher. Ultimately, I think what we're seeing, and we're already seeing this in the economic data, is that when there's so much uncertainty, businesses just decide to sit on their hands. And if enough businesses sit on their hands and decide to not expend any more money, then you basically are by definition creating a recession and slower economic growth. So yes, some of these may not be in effect yet. Some may already be in effect, but ultimately the impact is still very much the same in that it is hurting economic growth.
I wonder what Wall Street will make of this one. We'll have to wait and find out about that till tomorrow, American time. What happens next then in this case? The White House has said they're going to appeal. It goes to a different court, does it?
That's right. So they're going to go to a different courts, and the appeals from this court are heard by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit and ultimately the Supreme Court. And so there is a long and winding road for the future of this decision. This is not a slam dunk case in that it will be, and things are going to change overnight. There is a lot of lawfare yet to go.
Jared, while I've got you here, the other news that we brought our viewers a short time ago is that Elon Musk is leaving Doge. I guess what's his impact been on the administration?
Well, I think his impact is something that not many analysts, including myself, really predicted. It was quite impactful in quite a short amount of time. And obviously, he's leaving on not the most positive of terms and somewhat acrimoniously, but nonetheless, he was impactful. You only have to look at the different government agencies that he really cut, if not removed altogether. And you can see that in DC itself, and in my view, in the sort of the key strategic tools that help American power in this era of strategic competition have in many ways been pulled back from where they were just a year ago.
Makes you wonder whether the work of Doge will carry on, doesn't it?
That's right. Well, he was supposed to only be a special employee for 130 days, so that is coming up. But the Doge work continues, it seems like, and it's still you can see it's a constant guessing game in this administration, though, who will ultimately win out, whether it will be those Doge remnants without Elon Musk, or perhaps more conventional Republicans who still staff his administration.
Commentators were surprised, I guess, by the seemingly such close relationship that Donald Trump seemed to have with Elon Musk. I mean, he travelled the world with him, didn't he, while President Trump was on his official visits. What was it, do you think, that what was the problem that Elon Musk had with Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill?
I think ultimately they can agree on the rhetoric, and we've seen this time and before, where you can see so many different people come into a Trump administration, first term and this term, with a lot of aspirations and alignment with the president. But ultimately, the challenge is rhetoric only gets you so far. There needs to be legislation. And what you're seeing right now with this legislation, what the president calls the big, beautiful bill, is not something that is aligned with Doge whatsoever. And Elon Musk has said as much in multiple media interviews at this point. So I think that ultimately the rhetoric is not really continuing into the legislation, and the deficit spending that we're seeing in this bill, if it is passed in any similar form to what it is in right now, then Elon Musk can't say that he was all that successful.
OK, we really appreciate you wrapping up all the stories that are coming out of the United States for us this morning. Jared Monshine, thank you.
Thank you.